cock your pistols.
It appears you have met your match, my brother.
Have you ever thought of teaching your son the value of humoring his elders, my king? I have not won a single game this entire trip.
Can it be so, Ali?
If I let him win, Father, he will lose respect for me. Besides, losing to Uncle Fahad would be almost impossible. I mean, I've been so lucky on this trip, I don't think I could have lost to anyone.
Well, you see, he admits it's luck. Maybe it's time to change it. One more game, little Ali.
Hi, Buck. Abdul, how are you? How's everything going on the King business?
Having its ups and downs. How does it look?
Smooth. Clear as a bell all the way in. They'll have us on the ground in Los Angeles in a half hour.
The people are waiting for us, aren't they?
Come on, I wish you'd stop worrying, okay? We won't even have to go through the airport. I got a car meeting us right at the tarmac.
I should have known you'd take care of it. You always do.
This one's to Russ Miller, VP Marketing for Hotel and Casino Division.
Almost have you home. I must say, Jessica, you're very convincing as a top-notch business lady. Always working, dictating.
Well, I wish I'd been able to convince you to build a hotel in your country. However, I appreciate the ride. Halfway around the world's a long way to hitchhike.
First one who moves is dead. This is a kidnapping. Do as I say and you won't get hurt. You, boy, get into this parachute.
Please don't take the boy. Don't take the boy. Take me. I can be much more valuable to you for ransom.
Get into this parachute. I know you know how.
Get down! Get down!
No more talk, or I'll kill that woman next.
Don't allow anyone else. I'll come with you.
Ali.
I'll be all right, Father.
Sit down, or you'll never see your boy alive again.
Don't take the boy. Please, I'll give you anything you want. Wait.
You'll be contacted tomorrow afternoon at the consulate.
Houston, I need to... Yeah, fellas, let me get one more lap in, all right?
50 laps he swims every morning, rain or shine. Don't you think he'd be afraid of just wearing down to nothing?
Well, that's an idea. Maybe I'll just jump in there and swim and swim and swim, and then till there's nothing left of it.
Lamar, you can't swim.
I can learn.
Oh, fellas, listen, what's the problem? Did the heifers get out again?
Houston, I need getaway money.
Getaway money?
Yeah, Lamar and I thought we might head down Bolivia way.
Oh, I see, and rob banks and trains like Butch Cassidy and Son. Fellas, what's going on?
It's Beulah. She's coming for me.
Beulah, your ex-wife?
She was 3-time All-Texas barroom brawling champ.
Yeah, I know. She was a big... Well, listen, I thought she remarried.
8 or 9 times that I know of. And I was only number 2.
Only in the telegram, she says that she thought it over and that she likes Lamar best, so she's coming back to get him, whether he likes it or not.
I was gonna tell that.
Listen, fellas, this is the United States of America. Things like that don't happen.
I knew know, it's too late already. She's come for me.
Oh, fellas, I think we got ourselves a whole nother problem here. Hey, listen, where are you going? What the hell's going on here?
Now, I just want to warn you about one little thing, Abdul. Houston is not the kind of man who likes to be dropped in on like this.
These some of your friends?
Actually, they're friends of Buck McCune.
Buck? What's he got to do with this?
Buck McCune works for me. He's also a friend. He said you'd be the best man to help me. I checked it out. He was right.
Houston, let me introduce you. This is King Abdul Ibn Hassim. Now, last night, his 14-year-old son was kidnapped from the king's own jet. In flight, Buck was the pilot.
Maybe in flight. You mean they parachuted?
Yes. I love my son very much, Mr. Houston. I need your help.
Well, I'll tell you something, Your Highness. I appreciate a father's love for his child. And being a friend of Buck's is not going to hurt you either. But I do not like talking at gunpoint. Bless you.
I can assure you, Mr. Houston, no offense was meant sending my security people here first. It's just that after the kidnapping last night...
Now, hold on a minute. Kidnapping. Now, I read the newspaper every morning. Now, how come I have not heard or seen anything about this?
That's because I can't afford to have your police or government involved. Political situations at home make it necessary for this to be handled in utmost secrecy.
How can I help your son?
My aircraft is only operated with top security measures in force. The only way the kidnapper could have gotten aboard last night was if someone already on the plane helped him.
Houston, the Royal Security Force gave us dossiers on all the people on board. Now, that information is being fed into Baby right now.
Well, Your Highness, I'll do the best I can. How can I get in touch with you?
At the consulate. The kidnappers are supposed to contact me there this afternoon. Mr. Houston, speed is of the essence.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Hello there, baby.
Now, besides King Abdul, there were only 6 other people aboard that flight during the kidnapping. So let's start with the kidnapped victim himself.
Alrighty.
You've got Ali Ibn Abdul. Now, he's the king's only son. He apparently is a very bright boy, goes to a prep school in England. Now, the next 2 men you can safely eliminate because both the co-pilot and the security guard were killed trying to prevent the kidnapping.
Sounds like we're kind of hurting for suspects.
Until we come to Fahad Ibn Hassim. Now, he is the uncle of the boy. He's the brother to the king. Now, their father, who was then king, died 18 months ago, and there was an incredible power struggle. And apparently a lot of people were surprised when Abdul walked away with the crown.
Including Fahad?
A rumor has it he was plotting a military takeover.
Well, I think you better dig a little deeper on that one, CJ. I'd like to know exactly what happened and what went wrong.
You got it.
Who's next?
Next is Jessica Collier. Now, her father established Swingers International Empire, starting with the magazine, of course. And when he died last year, she took over.
What was she doing on the plane last night?
She was catching a ride home after a very unsuccessful trip. Apparently, she'd gone to see King Abdul about establishing a hotel casino in that country. Now, he liked the idea, but he didn't want organized gambling in his country.
Is there anyone else?
Just the pilot.
Good old Buck.
Frank Thomas Buck McCune, the kind of man people write movies about. Bush pilot, soldier of fortune, that sort of thing. And now, the confidant and private pilot to King Abdul.
You know, when I was 14, that man taught me how to box. When I was 15, he taught me how to fly. When I was 16, he saved my life in a mountain climb.
Houston, where are you going?
Well, I think I better find out exactly what happened on that plane last night, and I better start with Buck since he got us into this thing. Listen, have Murray check into the little lady's company. I'd like to know how it's been going since she took it over.
What, a company? No, I'm already a week behind.
Murray, don't worry about anything. I'll fill you in.
Yeah, well, CJ, call England. Talk to the boys' school. I'd like to find out how he's doing, especially in athletics.
You want CJ to call England to find out how a boy's doing in athletics?
Yeah. Sports fan, Murray.
Matlock. Hey! Oh, Fuzzy Matlock. Oh, boy. Hey, take a look at that. Little old boy got himself a shiny new buggy.
Buck, I tell you, you haven't changed a bit since the last time I saw you, you son of a gun. Tell you something, it's good to have you in this one with me.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. This one scares me.
Listen, your pal, the King, seems to think that the only way that kidnapper could have gotten on that plane is if he had some help from somebody that was already on board.
That's a fact. And the only place it could have happened was in New York. I put her down there for refueling. 20 minutes before I took off again, I secured the plane myself. I know nobody was on board then.
So within that 20 minutes...
Somebody got into the cargo area, released the hatch. I'll tell you, whoever it was knew what he was doing. Because he waited until I got over the Mojave and I brought the plane down to about 10,000 feet.
Listen, can you show me a map of where that happened?
Give me an hour so I can try to pinpoint it for you. Anything else I can tell you?
Well, if you can fill me in a little bit on Jessica Collier.
That lady. Well, now let's see. Does the word poison bring anything to mind?
Well, you're that fond of her, huh?
You always were a perceptive little devil. I'll tell you who was fond of her. Abdul. From what I hear, there were quite a number. Of course, that was before he became king. After that, he just kind of dumped her. At least that's the way the story goes.
Good look. If we're really gonna make this work, you girls gonna have to be topless. And Henry, take your shirt off too. Nothing wrong with a little beefcake. It's gonna be great. All right, JR, it's all yours.
Miss Collier.
Oh, you finally made it. Studio B. Through that door. Take your clothes off and I'll be with you in a moment.
No, wait, I'm afraid there's been some mistake here. See,
Mistake? Honey, if you want to be a centerfold, get in there.
Yeah, I know, and take my clothes off. But, you see, my name's Matt Houston, and I'm working on the kidnapping that happened last night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely got confused. Has there been any word? Do they know if Allie's all right?
Well, no, not yet, no.
Oh, God. Abdul lives and dies for that boy. Not to know if he's alive or if he even survived the jump. What do you want from me?
Well, I'll tell you just a little information. See, now, the person who abducted Ali had to have some help from inside that plane.
No, that's impossible. The only people on the plane were... I liked you better when I thought you were a centerfold.
Well, now, listen.
What you're saying is that we're all suspects, Mr. Houston. And I, for one, resent that.
Listen, Miss Collier, I'm just specifically concerned with facts here. Specifically, the 20 minutes on board that plane before it took off from New York.
Tony will see you out.
Come on now, that's not very friendly. I mean, tell me a little something about the hotel casino you wanted to build in Abdul's country. Now, some folks are saying those things are worth an awful lot of money. They're even saying that they're worth a king's ransom.
Tony, throw him out.
Listen, Hercules, where I come from, if you break it, you buy it.
We've got trouble. Name's Matt Houston.
listen, I'm sorry. Somebody's shooting at me over there. I'm sorry. Happy trails.
Guess which one is Sinbad the Sailor?
Who cares?
It would be Mr. Houston. I am Prince Fahad ibn Hassim Ahlu Sahla. I greet you in the name of my brother.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice of you.
Yanni. And you would be his beautiful assistant, Miss C.J. Parsons. My brother has told me of you also, but Allah Jabak, you are even lovelier than he scribed.
Well, thank you.
And he says you're a lawyer, too. It's so hard for me to... Come, Miss C.J. Parsons. I have something special for you.
But Prince Fahad, we really think it would be important to see the king, and Mr. Houston feels the sooner the better.
My brother is a king. He will see you when he will see you. It is this whole kidnapping business. It has him depressed. Very, very depressed, I'm afraid.
It doesn't seem to cramp your style much.
Ah, at last. A little token of my esteem for you, Miss C.J. Parsons. The diamonds and the rubies are from the mines once known as King Solomon. The gold... What does it matter where gold comes from?
Prince Fahad, thank you, but no thank you.
So, if this is what you Americans call hard to get, people who know me well, Miss C.J. Parsons, will tell you, I get what I go after. I do not tolerate the pain of disappointment well.
Well, this same disappointment that you don't tolerate very well, did you feel the same thing when your brother was chosen for king over you?
You are in luck, Mr. Houston. It seems my brother has chosen to see you now. The secretary will show you the way. Mr. Houston. Tell me, where did I go wrong with Miss C.J. Parsons?
Oh, well, that's easy. See, it was the diamonds and the rubies. See, I'll tell you what she really goes for is emeralds and pizza. Yeah, pizza from Mom and the Belly's restaurant. Oh, he goes crazy for that stuff. Remember that?
Pizza?
Good afternoon. I understand you have met my brother, Prince Fahad. I had to warn you, Mr. Houston. He's not the fool he likes the world to think he is. He's a well-educated, intelligent, ambitious man.
Ambitious enough to kidnap your son? For some kind of power play, maybe?
I was hoping you would have found out something by now.
Well, I'll tell you, there are a few things. Somebody's not very excited about me working on this case. They took a couple of shots at me a while ago.
Yes, I know.
You do?
I was contacted by the people who are holding my son no more than 20 minutes ago. They also threatened that if you were to persist and get too close, they would kill Ali.
Well, how do you want to proceed? Or do you?
In my religion, Mr. Houston, we are supposed to turn toward Mecca and pray 5 times a day. The first time at the exact moment of sunrise. Now you say it might be difficult to know the exact moment, especially for desert people, without modern instruments. But over the centuries, we have found a way. And that is to lay 2 threads on the back of your hand, one black, the other white. And in that early morning moment, when you can distinguish the black from the white, you start your prayers. It's a very delicate balance, Mr. Houston. The sort of balance I hope we can attain in this situation. I desperately want to save my son's life. But I also must know who betrayed me.
Did they ask you for a ransom?
Yes, $1 billion. I've agreed to pay. On the condition that I talk to my son. They'll call again at 8 p.m.
Did you say 1 billion, as in 1,000 million?
Whoever they are, they did their financial homework. They're being drawn together right now in the form of $100,000 U.S. Treasury certificates. Now you know everything I know.
Yeah, well, almost everything. I just need to know exactly how much time do we have.
I'm not sure I follow you.
Come on, Your Highness, let's stop playing this little game. Now, how sick is your son? How long can he last without that medication?
How did you find out?
Something you said out at the ranch, it bothered me. I did some checking on it. Now, you took your son out of school right before the midterm examinations, and that's not right. Now, your son was a very fine athlete, and then just 3 months ago, he was excused from all physical activity on a medical waiver.
Yes, my son has a heart problem, something that only developed recently. I've been assured it could be corrected with surgery.
That's why you brought him here for the operation, huh?
Yes.
Why is there so much secrecy surrounding his ailment?
Unfortunately, Miss Parsons, I live in a country that sees weakness as a sign to attack. I was afraid that if it were known, some of my enemies would have taken advantage of it.
Yeah, well, I got a sneaking suspicion they already have.
Hey, Matlock.
How's it going, Buck?
Well, up until now, everything's downhill and shady. Then a whole army of cops and the FBI showed up. They got wind of this somehow. They claim an anonymous phone call. Anyway, they're swarming all over the plain.
Houston! Houston!
Oh, boy, you didn't talk to him, did you?
Not a word. Abdul's government is claiming diplomatic immunity, so technically they can't take any action. But I do think they might have a few plans for me, so I got to get moving.
Yeah, look, what about the map of where they jumped off
I got
the
it.
plane?
I'll meet you over at Hangar 4.
Gotcha. Vance!
Houston.
Vance, fancy meeting you here.
Look, Houston, if you're involved in this, you've got to tell me. I mean, it's too big. You're talking federal government, FBI.
Listen, Vance, sometimes there's questions friends shouldn't ask friends.
Is that bad?
Off the record.
Houston, you're gonna make me into a motorcycle cop again. Yeah, off the record.
It's got to do with the life of a 14-year-old boy, Vance. Now, if this breaks in the news media, he's gonna be dead. Now, there's a good chance that he's already dead.
Okay, you'll fill me in when you can?
As soon as I can, Vance. I'm gonna need your help, too.
Okay. Guess I'll go see how the big boys investigate.
What the hell are you trying to do?
I was trying to jam the elevator on that bird.
You okay?
Well, considering I just went trolling on the asphalt, I guess I'll be all right.
Okay, that's it, boys. No more free passes. Now you're both gonna have to talk. Houston, we have an aircraft belonging to a foreign government with bullet holes in it. And the foreign government is maintaining a diplomatic silence. The fault is there's a passenger manifest with a 14-year-old boy on it when it took off and not when it landed. The
Vance.
ugly word kidnapping comes to mind.
Vance, I need some time.
And what am I supposed to do with our friends from the FBI? Tell them that I was shooting at that airplane because I'm celebrating the 4th of July early?
Why don't you feed me to them? I can talk to them for days without ever telling them anything they want to know.
Now, that's fact I can attest. Now, look, Vince, I know you're sticking your neck out on this one, but if you could just stick it out a little bit further.
What's 15 years on the force between friends? Just tell me, off the record, was there or wasn't there a kidnapping?
Yes, there was, Vince. Now, a 14-year-old boy and his abductor parachuted out of a plane somewhere over the Mojave. Now, Buck's got that spot marked on his map.
Point is, Mojave's a big place. Even if they timed their jump, there's too many variables, too much territory. They had to have beepers on those chutes.
That's right. They must have had a backup team on the ground, probably with a chopper to track down those beepers.
All right. I'll check and see if there's any choppers or light aircraft operating in the area last night.
Well, now the big question is, how do we get you out of here? I mean, even if you go out that window, they're going to spot you.
Now, I'm surprised at you, Buck. I mean, you always told me that you got to think ahead. Now, I've got a couple of notions of my own.
Gentlemen, Mr. McCune is ready to talk to you.
Hey, where's the other one?
What other one?
You know what other one? The cowboy.
Houston, what are you doing in that thing?
Well, right now, CJ, I'm trying to shut it off. What are you doing out here, anyway?
Well, I'm here because Murray got some very interesting information on Jessica Collier. Apparently, as fabulous as her father is at running Swingers International, she's the worst. She's about $40 or $50 million in debt to the boys, if you get my drift.
The boys that break your arms and legs when you don't pay up.
The same. She really needed that casino, Houston. Houston, why don't you try turning off the key?
That was going to be my next move, CJ.
Good. Meanwhile, Houston, the consulate called, and the king wants you to be there before 8 o'clock tonight.
That's when the kidnappers are going to call, 8 o'clock.
You got it.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Houston. I wanted to personally apologize for wasting your time and risking your life. I've told my secretary to mail you a check. I hope it will be satisfactory.
A check?
It's very simple. Your services are no longer required, Mr. Houston. It's over.
What happened? Did something happen to your son?
No, not yet. So far, the only thing that has happened is that allies played a great joke on me.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I still don't understand you.
It was to be Abdul the Reformer. I, who placed myself above my brother because he squandered his wealth. I was going to return the oil wealth of our country to the people, feed the hungry, clothe the poor, and then they stole my only son. In order to buy him back, I was ready to forget all, the hungry, the poor, everything.
You mean you're not going to pay the ransom?
Still don't understand, Mr. Houston. That's the great joke. I, Abdul the Reformer, went to loot the treasury. It was too late. The first of my reforms had already started. Mr. Houston, I don't have the money to ransom my son.
You can raise the cash somehow. I mean, there's got to be other sources.
Of course, but it would take time. By then, my son would be dead.
Abdul, look at me. Look at me. And no one is going to blame you for trying to save your son's life. Now, what are you going to tell them when they call back?
What can I say? I don't have the money. I could raise a few millions, but I wouldn't settle for that now.
Abdul, damn it. I will do anything. You just stall. I will deliver it.
You would, but how?
Listen, we can fill a suitcase full of newspaper, anything. We got to stall.
They'll kill you if they find out.
Listen, we have not got another choice right now. Now, come on. Go ahead.
This is Abdul.
Father?
Ali? How are you, Ali?
They're treating me all right. I'm cold. I don't feel very well.
You've heard he's alive? Do you have the ransom? All of it?
I have it all!
All in treasury certificates. They'll be delivered by a man named Matt Houston.
We will call again. 5 a.m. with final instructions.
How can I help you?
Well, for starters, how'd you do on the Mojave location?
Good and bad. There was a copter operating in the area that night, probably the one that picked up the boy and the kidnapper. The bad is...
Let me tell you, they don't have a flight plan and nobody knows who they are.
You got it.
Vincenzo! Vincenzo, è qui un'altra volta, eh? That crazy man, he just pulled up out front again.
Crazy man.
Ma quel matto là, the one who has the bed sheets on his head. The one who says he wants to buy my restaurant.
Prince Fahad? What would he be doing here?
Well, I'm afraid that's my fault. See, I told him that you were crazy for Mama's Pizza.
You did?
Miss C.J. Parson, I called your house, your office, looking for you. Green emerald. For the green envy every woman must feel when she see your beauty.
You told him about those two?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Madame Novelli, please, 1,000 pardons. I make it 5 million for this lovely restaurant. 10 million. Price does not matter. It is a love offering.
Vince, I think I better be going now.
Houston, where are you going?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'd rather catch a kidnapper tonight than have to make that delivery tomorrow. Anyway, I better start eliminating some of these suspects.
Suck time, Mr. Houston, leaving so soon.
Oh, yes, Prince, but I tell you what, I'll be talking to you real soon. Listen, the emeralds and the pizza at work, she's crazy about you.
Hello.
You enjoy drinking alone?
Well, only when I know a pretty lady's gonna join me. A little, bubbly.
Thank you. On the phone, you said it was urgent. Had to do with Allie's life.
Oh, yes, it is urgent. Yeah, it's got to do with your life and my life and possibly how much money we're both gonna make out of this deal. You see, King Abdul wants me to deliver the ransom money. Well, you know all about that anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Jessica, I mean, you set up the whole kidnapping thing.
You're out of your mind.
Jessica, why don't you just knock it off? Your company's been going downhill ever since you took it over. You borrowed an awful lot of money from some people who get very nasty when you don't pay them back. You and your relationship with King Abdul, no, that sure didn't make it very hard to set things up, now did it?
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I loved little Ellie as if he were my own. I loved Abdul before. So I'm a lousy businesswoman, Mr. Houston. That doesn't make me a kidnapper. Someone who could turn on the people she loves. Abdul.
Sorry, Jessica.
I'm sorry, Jessica. We cannot take any chances. Now, what I told you on the phone is true. It is a matter of life and death. Ollie's.
This is Abdul.
Listen carefully. I'm only going to say this once.
Now, you listen to me, friend, for just one moment. Now, I know you're doing exactly what you're told. But I tell you, this thing could go a whole lot smoother and a whole lot faster if you just put your boss on the phone. Put Buck McEwen on the phone.
Hello, Matlock. Sorry to disappoint you.
Listen, Buck, it's not too late to turn this thing around. Just please let that boy go, all right? And I promise you, I will give you time to get away.
Bottom line, Matlock, I get the money or the boy dies.
Where and when?
Payphone, Griffith Park Observatory, 8 a.m. Of course, you know I'm going to have to put you through a few paces to make sure you're alone.
Houston.
Hello there, Matlock.
Hello, Buck.
Look, old buddy, there's no point in either one of us getting hurt. Just remember I taught you most of what you know.
Yeah, when did you forget the most important things she taught me, Buck? Like honesty and the value of one man's word to another.
Now, here's the bottom line. If you look across the street, you'll see a motorcycle. Just go in the direction it's pointed. You take the first fire road. You got 4 minutes to get to the payphone at the bottom of the fire road. Otherwise, the boy's never going to be seen again.
Payphone at the bottom of the fire road, Ben. I'm sorry, ladies. Are you all right? I'm all right, Vince. I just took a little spill. Houston.
The path in front of you leads to the miniature train depot. You got 3 minutes to reach the payphone.
On my way to the miniature train, Vince.
Houston, where the hell are you?
Listen, you gotta know I'm by myself right now. Now, come on, what do you say you slow the pace down a little bit?
You see the bus stop across the street? Be a bus along any minute. Beyond it.
Catch the bus, Vince. As soon as I know where it's going, you'll be the first to know.
Matlock, I trained you pretty good. Not you, just some money.
No, without the boy, Buck.
I'll use it if I have to, and I don't want to hurt you.
Listen to me, Buck. That boy has not got a chance unless he gets to a doctor in a hurry.
Put in the money, or the boy hasn't got a chance.
Listen, kid, how'd you like to rent your van? Here's my card, and, well, here, take all of it. I appreciate it, thanks.
Awesome, Mr. Houston.
Head for the airport. Make sure the plane's ready. Cakewalk all the way. How's the boy doing?
Piece of cake. We've been had.
What are you talking about?
I told you not to bring him in on this. But you had to show off. Let them investigate. You never suspect us, Dan.
Just put it down, all right? There's no use. Now give it up!
He's right, Krieger. It's over. It's all over.
Only if I go to prison. There are only two people who can do that. I'm gonna kill.
Krieger! Boy, that was pretty stupid, wasn't it? Don't let the medics get to me, okay? Couldn't handle prison.
Buck, why'd you do it?
Too many things, too many places. And that was a chauffeur, a private jet, brass ring. I just could never catch the brass ring. Hey, Madeline. Don't be mad, huh?
Buck. You're gonna be all right, son. Come on.
Where's Buck McEwen?
Inside, Vince. You saved my life again.
How'd you ever get on to Buck in the first place?
Process of elimination. Once he decided Jessica Collier didn't do it, he checked into the background of Prince Fahad and discovered that he couldn't have organized a Cub Scout raid on a marshmallow hunt.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'll tell you, when I was about 8 or 9 years old, we were still living in Lubbock at the time. And they had a minor league ball club there, and these guys were just terrific. There's one guy on that team that was so good. Oh, he was my favorite. I remember one Saturday morning, I took off real early and I ran all the way down there and I got my little autograph book, you know, and I stuck it out and, you know, get those autographs. And there he is. He's coming across the field at me. Just as big as life. And I ran up to him and I stuck that book out, you know, I was all smiles and everything. And he said, "Why don't you get the hell out of my way?" You know. And oh, that's some feeling. I don't think I'll ever forget that. I don't think I've ever felt worse in my life. Up until now. Listen, everybody, I'm sorry. I'm being kind of a wet blanket tonight.
You don't have to explain nothing, Houston.
Actually, we stopped by to try to cheer you up. Got some good news about Beulah.
Beulah. Fellas, I forgot all about Beulah. Is she still coming after you?
Well, she was, till I outslickered her. I sent word that I'd joined the Peace Corps.
He said he'd been sent off to Africa. And Houston, that woman's so dumb, she took every word of it.
Lamar! Lamar Pettibone, where are you hiding? Lamar! Lamar Pettibone!
Sorry, Mr. Burnham, we're gonna have to check your briefcase.
Didn't I tell you clowns that today's Saturday?
Good morning.
Sir, if you would just...
Ah, what's the use here? Keep it. Compliments of Herman Burnham. Your boss will probably think I stole it from him anyway.
We'll have to have your identification badge also.
I can't give you anything but love, baby. Have a nice day.
No. No, I don't care what it costs. I can't lose those proxies.
Joey's here.
Hello, Joey.
Hello, boss. Here's your mail.
Thank you, Joey.
Have a nice day.
I can't believe this. I mean, you're destroying the magic. We're so close to being finished.
Close, you are finished. I've got the proxies. I am taking over the company, bringing it back to reality before you or my brother bankrupts it. Now, here's a bulletin. It's over.
No, it's not over. Joey's wall is my life, and I'm not letting you throw it away.
Hello, John Gordon. Here's the mail for the lab.
Thank you, Joey 3.
Have a nice day. love you, John Gordon. I can't give you anything but baby. Hello, beautiful. Joey's here.
I wish you'd stop doing that.
I have a special delivery for your boss.
Go right in.
I can't give you anything but love, baby.
No, by tomorrow. Right.
Joey's here. Have a nice day. I can't give you anything but love.
The last 2 weeks, Murray had been screaming at Houston about spending too much time on his detective agency and none on his empire. So today, Houston promised Murray they'd spend the whole day catching up on a logjam of paperwork. But what Houston didn't know was that 2 hours ago, Murray's entire life had been turned upside down.
Houston, thank God you're here. There's not a moment to spare.
Well, now, slow down, Murray. We got all day. I specifically set this whole day aside to read all that needs reading, sign all that needs signing, and generally exec everything that needs exec.
No, you can't.
What do you mean I can't?
Houston, I want to hire you as a detective.
You want a what?
Well, you heard him. You want a what?
It's an important case. And I have to warn you, should you decide to accept this assignment, it could be dangerous. But Houston, I think you're the man for the job.
Well, thank you, Murray. Why don't we talk about this inside?
In a way, of course, it's your fault. You might keep that in mind when we discuss your fee.
Well, consider it kept in mind, Murray. Now, what's your problem?
You know I'm one of the trustees for the Meadowood Children's Home.
Oh, I remember when you volunteered to help and you invested some money for them. Hoyt Electronics, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, because John Gordon Boyd had just signed on to head Hoyt Electronics' video division. It was Houston who showed me the newspaper article. It was his suggestion, in a way.
Well, Murray, I don't give stock tips, but I do know who John Gordon Boyd is. The man's a genius, and everybody around him is going to make buckets of money.
Unless he's arrested for murder.
You want to pass that one by me once again?
Willie Hoyt, vice president and co-owner of Hoyt Electronics, was murdered less than 2 hours ago. Now, the information I have is sketchy, but John Gordon Boyd seems to be a prime suspect.
Well, is there any reason why they suspect him more than anybody else?
It was his robot who did the killing.
His robot, as in mechanical creature?
But of course, Houston, those people at the orphanage trusted me, and now their investment. Please, you've got to help me.
Murray, you got me. I'll do the best I can.
I mean, you'll do it?
Mm-hmm.
You'll take the case?
That's what I just said.
So what are we standing around here for? Come on. We got a case to solve, cowboy.
Well, Murray, I'd like to finish
Let's shake a leg, Houston.
Coffee. Yes, sir.
A few years ago, when Houston met John Gordon Boyd, he was, and still is, one of the world's few authentic 200 IQs. Still in his teens, he became a legend of the video game industry and the creative backbone of Hoyt Electronics.
Where's John Gordon? Now tell me, does that look like the face of a killer?
Murray, have you ever heard of Babyface Nelson?
You're a pretty boy, Floyd.
Billy the Kid, and I'm sorry I asked.
Gee, I couldn't believe my ears when Murray called and said you were coming out.
Well, he said you might be in a little bit of trouble, so we decided to wander out. Listen, this is C.J. Parsons. She's my top lawyer and a good person to have around.
I know what to say. I mean, all you being out here. Nobody's ever gone to bat for me before.
Have you ever been in trouble before?
Hello. Please get out of the car, gentlemen. Ma'am?
What's this?
All callers' cars must be searched upon entering or leaving the premises.
Well...
In addition, I need you to wear these identifying badges on your person in plain sight at all times. Oh, look, please wear the badge. I'd even be stopped if I wasn't wearing one.
Houston, the video game business is a multi-billion-dollar business, but it's a competition of ideas. First one with a Pong or a Pac-Man wins all the marbles.
Mm-hmm. Murray's right. And the industrial theft of ideas is a major problem, so obviously the security has to be intense.
While you're on the premises of Hoyt Electronics, you will not stray from restricted areas.
I'll orient them.
Listen, I'll just pull my car around.
No, look, they'll have to park your car. More rules.
Listen, what happened out here this morning?
Well, Willie Hoyt called a meeting to discuss Joey's World.
Oh, Murray mentioned that. Now, what exactly is Joey's World?
It's the ultimate video game.
It's going to be life-size, Houston. It's incredible. You have to see it to believe it.
Anyway, at the meeting, Willie Hoyt said he was going to take control of the company and cancel Joey's World. I don't know. I'm afraid I threatened him.
Yeah, well, don't worry. The man wasn't threatened to death. He was shot to death. Yeah, well, why don't we take a look around, huh?
Right? Whoa!
Why did you shoot him? What am I doing? Do you believe this? I'm a grown man with a wife and 4 kids. I'm supposed to be taking fishing, and I'm here interrogating a tin can.
Don't handle him like that.
It's only a toy.
Robots are not toys. They're changing our world. They're doing the jobs that we don't want to do.
Really? What job didn't you want to do?
John Gordon, why don't you and I talk privately as your possible lawyer?
Don't you see? I mean, Joey 3 delivers mail, but I could adjust him to Arkwell car bodies or dispose of toxic waste in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, how about firing a gun? How long would that take you to rig?
The possibilities are infinite.
Keep that in mind.
CJ, why don't you take John Gordon for a little walk?
Great idea. John Gordon, why don't you and I take a little walk?
Catch up with you in a minute.
He's a spooky kid.
Well, Vince, he's a dreamer. I mean, he sees things a little differently than most of us. How's this little fella work?
You just talk to him. He's got some kind of voice programming or something. It sounds complicated, but it isn't. Anybody can give him instructions by inserting a tape cassette.
Anyone, huh? What's your name?
Joey, what's yours?
Got Matt Houston. I'm a friend of John Gordon's.
John Gordon's a nut, but I love him anyway.
Why'd you kill Willie Hoyt?
Want to try a rubber hose?
Come on, Vance. Feeling okay, Joey?
All systems are go.
How long you worked here, Joey?
I was born here.
Well, listen, have you got any idea who put that gun in your hand?
Why didn't he answer?
I don't think he knows. A robot can only respond with information that's been programmed into him.
So, in other words, he's got no memory of the murder because that information's not on the tape that's inside of it.
That's right.
So how'd he fire the gun?
That's a very good question, Vance.
John Gordon would like Mr. Houston to meet him in Joey's World.
Well, lead the way. Another one.
It's okay, Riley. He's with me.
And I hope that one day every kid can have his own Joey.
That's a good idea. I tell you, I wish I would have had one of these things when I was a kid. I mean, it's great.
Programmed Joey to kill Willie Hoyt? The answer is any one of the 4 following people. They were all in the area of security before or during the time of the killing. Here you have John Gordon Boyd, Hoyt's creative genius.
Yeah, when John Gordon Boyd was showing off Joey's World to us, I tell you, I saw something in his eyes, and it was a little funny. It was almost fanatic-like. Yeah, who's next?
Next, we have Richard Hoyt, the dead man's older brother. Apparently, the 2 brothers built the company up together, but young Willie objected to the money being used to develop Joey's World. So he and a couple of the other shareholders were about to take over the company.
So Richard was on his way out. Yeah, well, people have been known to kill for less.
You bet. Now, here we have Herman Burnham, the owner of Burnham Electronics and Hoyt's #1 competition.
Yeah, I know him. He tried to get me into a business deal one time.
Well, from the tone of your voice, it doesn't sound like it was a barrel of laughs.
Yeah, about as much fun as finding a diamondback rattler in your boot. CJ, that man's a crook. From what I hear, he left Hoyt Electronics just 5 minutes before the murder.
And last but not least, we have the deceased secretary, Miss Glynis Duran. She's single, impeccable credentials. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with her, CJ.
That figures. Expensive for a secretary, doesn't it?
Sure does. Duran! Duran! CJ, I'm getting a funny feeling.
I know what you mean.
Better check upstairs. Miss Duran!
This one's for the police, Houston.
You might be right. Look at this. Blueprints. CJ, would you look at here? These were taken out of Joey's world.
They certainly were. What did she want, besides your best side?
Hey! Stop doing that.
Good idea.
She hadn't done that.
Do you recognize him?
Yeah, it's Hoyt Electronics' chief rival and the favorite crook, Burnham. Is Mr. Burnham home?
How would you like to have your head stuffed through your collar?
Well, no. Yeah, I mean, not really. Listen, yeah, if I could you... Yeah, listen, now, and you really don't understand this. See, I'm just a passing motorist. Now, I was going by, I saw Mr. Burnham's name on the mailbox and thought he might like to know that his car's on fire. Oh, it's a big fire. I think you better take a look at that.
Houston, what are you doing here? As far as you're concerned, I'm in South America.
No, you're not, Herman. Especially since you took the photos out of Miss Duran's house. You see, where I come from, they call that breaking and entering.
Only if the lady presses charges.
Yeah, wait a minute. Would you explain that for me?
What I meant was I met Glynis at the Hoyt place, and she seemed like a nice lady, that's all.
I get it now. Yeah, you bribed her to spy for you.
So what? I mean, Hoyt stole from me, too. That's part of my business. You don't think so? Look at this. This is Joey's World. I'm Marvin's Maze. Two guys working on the same idea at the same time. Now, did he steal the idea from me? Who knows?
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about honor among you two thieves. I'm talking about murder. You remember Willie Hoyt. Yes, he was murdered.
Now, why would I do that?
Because you're a greedy man. And I know that there are billions involved in this electronic video game business. And who comes first at it? Now, why don't you just tell me why you were at Hoyt Industries this morning?
I had a meeting with Richard Hoyt. Like Marvin's Maze, Joey's World is incredibly expensive to develop. So Richard wanted to bring me in as a partner, so we worked together. That way, maybe neither one of us would go broke.
Yeah, but Willie didn't want that. No, sir, he wanted to see Joey's World go down the tubes all the way. And I tell you something, that gives you a very good reason for wanting him dead.
That's true, but I didn't do it.
Blueprints? Photos of her boss. What's it mean?
Who are you and what are you doing in my house?
Well, I'm C.J. Parson, and Matlock Houston had dropped by earlier to talk to you.
How dare you? I'm calling the police.
Well, you don't have to do that, because I've already done it. But there are a few things we would like to discuss.
Oh, you would you?
Miss Durand, we can gather a great deal from those photographs, but...
Get out.
Well, you don't have to get riled up. We just want to ask you a few questions.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Novelli. I'd like to talk to you, too.
Do you have a warrant?
Why would I need a warrant? I was told this place was burglarized.
You were told wrong. Now I'd like you both to leave.
We do need to discuss those photographs.
Photography is my hobby. Any other questions?
I guess not.
Now, why would she ask for a warrant?
The lady asks good questions.
What lady?
Hi, Houston.
Hello there.
Well, this is it. This is where we're gonna build Joey's World. Isn't this wonderful?
Well, this is really nice.
Do you think when Walt Disney was a little boy, that he could see Disneyland, even without knowing exactly what it would be? That he could actually see all those wonderful things, what they would be someday?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I've always seen Joey's World. Why don't you just stop digging, Houston? I mean, just go away. Look, in a couple of days, the police will get tired, and that'll be that. Because I'll tell you, I just can't take the upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But I tell you something, the police are not just going to give up and go away until they find a killer, and I'm not either. You know what I mean? Mr. Hoyt, my name's Matt Houston.
Yes, I know. John Gordon told me about you.
Listen, I hate to bother you any more than I have to, but you see, my client's got a very big interest in Hoyt Industries, and while I've been looking into the death of your brother, I'm afraid I uncovered an industrial spy in your company.
A spy? Who?
Well, I'm afraid it's your brother's secretary, Glennis Durand.
I'm stunned. Do you think she or Burnham could be the one behind the killing?
Oh, you see, that's all very possible, but, yeah, let me remind you again now, this whole spy business is strictly for my client's interest. Now, it's very possible it could have been either one of them. For that matter, it might be John Gordon. As far as that goes, it might very possibly be you. But we'll keep in touch.
CJ, I'll tell you what really bothers me, and that's that the cowboy code says that you cannot hit a smaller man. But I'll tell you something, in John Gordon Boyd's case, I'm about to make an exception.
Well, you don't know for sure that he broke your brake line.
Oh, come on, CJ, who else was there?
Well, you don't know for sure that anybody broke your brake line. You could have kicked up a rock and broken it yourself.
If I may make a suggestion?
Oh, come on, a rock? Oh, my Aunt Millie's armadillo.
Time is running out. And I beg to remind you that John Gordon Boyd is our client. The orphans are depending on him. Therefore, wouldn't it be more constructive to direct your investigation elsewhere? Couldn't you make the murderer one of the other suspects?
Maybe you can hit a smaller man if he's smarter than you.
Now, Richard told me not to talk with you, Houston.
Yeah, well, Richard does not count right now. John Gordon, you are going to talk to me whether you like it or not.
Goodbye, Houston.
You just hold up.
What do you do? This is ridiculous. You're wasting your time.
Now, John Gordon, you are going to talk to me.
What's going on? Wait,
I'm going to find a baseball
what
bat.
are you doing? This is ridiculous. Will you let me down?
A piñata. John Gordon, you are going to talk to me.
All right, what do you want to know?
First, I want to know why Richard told you not to talk to me.
Because you might find me guilty.
Well, are you guilty? I mean, did you kill Willie Hoyt?
Of course not. Look, Richard said with all your poking around, who knows what results you might come up with.
Hopefully the right ones. That's what I'm looking for. Now, Willie Hoyt was not the only one you did a number on. Now, why'd you try to kill me?
What are you talking about?
My brake line. You cut my brake line out on the hillside. Now, Hoyt and yourself were the only ones there, and I talked to him till I left. Now, it had to be you.
I don't know anything about your brake line. Why didn't you ask Burnham?
Burnham?
Yeah, he was supposed to meet us out there, too.
Well, now, if you tell me Miss Glennis Duran was supposed to show up out there, I just figure it was a nice big family picnic.
She was there. Didn't you see her?
No, but maybe I should.
Oh, don't worry about it, Houston. Joey, will you please?
Immediately, John Gordon. What should we do to Mr. Houston?
See, Houston? My Joey's can do lots of things. You know, that really wasn't very nice of you to hang me up there. Not very nice at all.
Should we make him inoperative? We can dismantle him. We're waiting, John Gordon. We're waiting, John Gordon.
I'll talk to you later. Well, you're an industrious lady working on Sunday.
I'm cleaning out my office. I have been fired thanks to your meddling.
Oh, now, come on. You can't be angry at me for finding out you were spying for Burnham. I mean, that's my job.
You wouldn't understand. Anyway, it doesn't matter now that Willie's gone.
Willie? You called him Willie, not Mr. Hoyt?
What's the matter, Mr. Houston? Don't I look the part? That's right. I was Willie's lady. No one knew it. Now it doesn't matter if they know.
So you loved him, huh?
More than I could tell you.
I'll tell you something, it's easy to say that you love somebody, but I mean, really, here you are stealing all of his secrets and selling them to Burnham. I mean, unless he wanted you to steal those secrets and sell them to Burnham. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, because he would have done anything to keep Joey's world from getting off the ground. And Burnham double-crossed him, went in partners with Willie's brother. Just to finish up Joey's world.
When Willie found out, he said he'd kill Burnham.
Yeah, unless Burnham got to him first. CJ, listen, get Holden Novelli and tell him to meet me over at Burnham's. If I'm not mistaken, that man has just become our #1 candidate for killer.
Will do.
Right.
Bye.
You again? How do you keep getting past my man?
Well, you see, it's survival instincts. You see, I have this reverence for life, especially my own. You really ought to have the same reverence, Mr. Burnham.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'll tell you something. It's really quite simple. You can... Oh, now wait, listen. I'm just having a little chat with your boss here.
Call the police! Don't shoot! I didn't kill him! Don't shoot, please! I didn't kill him.
What are you doing with a gun in your hand?
I came to talk to Burnham. I heard shots. Look, I always carry a gun for my own protection.
Well, until we find out whether that gun shot Burnham, we're gonna have to take you in, Mr. Hoyt.
But
Hello.
Hi. I'm here to see John Gordon Boyd.
Yes, please wear this badge in plain sight at all times and check in with the guard inside.
You bet. Hello? Hello? Guard? Oh, scared me. What happened to...
You're to follow me.
I think I'll come back another time.
John Gordon's at Joey's World. I'm supposed to take you and Mr. Houston there.
Well, Mr. Houston isn't here right now, but I have an idea. I'll go get him, and...
Please, I'm supposed to give you something.
Ow!
It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me.
Murray? Murray, I didn't know you played the piano.
I got a little story I want you to know.
I didn't know you drank either. Must be that kind of night, huh? I think I'll join you.
Of a brief episode.
Listen, Murray, I can't tell you what a mess this whole thing is in. I mean, it's got me all mixed up. Now, I could have sworn it was John Gordon Boyd, and I could have sworn it was Burnham. But then here comes Richard Hoyt, bigger and alive, standing there with a gun in his hand. The only trouble is that gun wasn't smoking, no, sir. You see, he pulls up to Burnham's house, hears shots, gets scared, reaches in his glove box, grabs a gun, but he never fires it. The events in his lab proved that, and it just messed everything up. So who killed Hoyt? Who killed Burnham?
Want you to know.
Where's CJ?
My baby. And one more for the road.
Murray, what are all these documents here?
And one
Murray, that's the mortgage to your house.
For the... Mr. Matlock. All those poor little orphans out in the snow.
Murray, it doesn't snow here.
The children's home. They trusted me. They depended on me.
So you're gonna mortgage your house just to bail them out, huh?
They trusted me, Matlock. And tomorrow, the stock is going to fall out of bed right down the old drain, and the orphans right along with him. You didn't solve the case. I don't blame you. It's not your fault. It's mine. Where's CJ?
I just asked you that, Murray.
Oh. That's right. She got a phone call. It sounded urgent. Meet John Gordon Boyd at the factory.
Well, it's a little late at night, isn't it?
John Gordon Boyd's secretary called. It sounded urgent.
Murray, John Gordon Boyd does not have a secretary. CJ!
If you're looking for CJ, don't search high and low. Joey's World is the place to go.
Who's your voice today, Joey? Who sent you to fetch me?
Follow me if you want CJ alive.
You get me to CJ. This isn't funny anymore, Joey. CJ!
Well, when the stock market opened on Monday, Hoyt Electronics stock was as solid as ever. With the arrest of Glynis, John Gordon was cleared, and soon, his dream of Joey's World would be a reality.
Listen, thank you.
Now, Houston, you scratch your John Hancock on this one, and we're done. Murray, good to see you. You'll be thrilled to know that we're all through with our work. Murray?
Maybe I found him like this, you see. I tell you, he looks like a fish that's been on the creek bank for several days. Are you feeling any better, Murray?
Houston, that brandy. I will never, never, never drink again. I swear to you, I will never touch another drop. What's this? Someone's got the same name I do.
It's not the same name, Murray. It's for you.
Yeah, listen, Murray. Maybe you shouldn't look at that right now. I mean, there's a better time.
It's a bill from you.
Well, Murray, you did hire Houston, so we thought we ought to itemize things a bit for you.
Murray, hold on. Just
a deal's a deal.
Listen, Murray. It's just a joke. The whole thing's a joke.
A joke.
better cock your pistols.
Everybody, I sure appreciate you all coming out here like this. I know you're aware that I just got in from Europe. Now, I want you to know that we did close the Rotterdam shipyard deal out there, and it turned out very successful. I think we'll make $1 or $2 on it. Now, you'll have to excuse me because I am suffering a little bit from jet and brain lag.
Houston, this condominium conversion proposal is not going to require much of your time. Now, my brother Murray told me never to waste any of your time, so I'm not going to waste any of your time, Houston. Now, let me get right to the point. With me, I've got graphs, I've got computer projections, I've got charts, housing density reports, water tables, blueprints, models. I've been to the mayor's office, checked on building permits, and as a matter of fact, I'm sure that any question you might have, that either myself or one of my able-bodied assistants will be able to help you with.
You always talk this fast?
Well, as a matter of fact, sometimes I talk faster. You know, time is money, money is time. And
Fine.
You just time.
Myron, fine. See, it's because of your brother Murray that I don't have any time today. See, he's sitting in Singapore waiting for CJ and I. We're on our way to the airport. He's got another sweet business deal.
Well, that's absolutely no problem, because I can sum this all up for you in 5 minutes.
You got 2 minutes.
But, Houston, you don't
The
understand.
clock's ticking, Myron.
Okay, the apartment complex in Denver. Now, if I can just get you to direct your attention to the black one over here, I think this will help clarify.
Thought he was going to the Orient. What are all those men doing down there?
Looks like they're having a business meeting. I read an article about Houston in Playboy. It says he often conducts his board meetings around his pool or his private jet flying off to some exotic location.
Mike, there she is now.
Oh, yeah.
Such a pretty lady. Too bad.
Why? Everybody has to die sometimes. Today's just C.J. Parsons' turn. That's all.
And recommend it as a go project.
Yeah, I tell you, Myron sounds like a real money-making son of a gun, and I would go along with you on it, except, CJ, if you are going to make it to the airport on time, I think you best go by your place to get your luggage.
Can I take Lamar's wagon?
Well, you can use my car.
Houston, we're going to be in the Far East for 2 weeks, right? So I packed a little more luggage than I...
Yeah, well, fine. Liz, you'll take the wagon.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, listen, there's a trailer in back of the barn. You can hook that up. It's got all kinds of room in it.
Myron, why don't you recap that condo deal for Houston?
Great. You know, as a matter of fact, there are a few details that I neglected to cover. First of all, the mayor in Denver is not particularly happy with the fact that...
Myron, just hold up a minute. See, I do have a problem with these condo conversions. Now, I don't believe the people that are living in those apartments right now are going to be able to afford $150,000 that we're asking for the conversion.
Well, that's absolutely no problem at all. We're going to have people standing in line to grab up these units.
Myron, it is a problem. See, I don't think it's right to kick those people out of their apartments just because they can't come up with the price of our condo.
Houston, we're talking business.
No, Myron, you're talking business. I'm talking people. This meeting's adjourned, folks.
Eagle, Eagle, I've got a Mayday on Deep Creek Road.
Houston, it's CJ. Your CB radio. I just heard it. Trouble on Deep Creek Road. It's a mayday.
Excuse me, fellas.
Mike, this is crazy. Let's get out of here.
I want to make sure she's dead first.
Of course she's dead. Nobody could survive that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm telling you, she's dead. Yeah. And takes care of Reynolds, Baxter, and now Parsons. Just 2 more to go, and a whole week to do it in.
Yeah, well, I want to make sure. Hey, isn't that Houston's car?
Let's get out of here. Come on.
First this.
Now she is dead.
hear me? No. Easy, easy, CJ. It's me, Houston. CJ, listen, are you all right?
Houston, those men, what happened?
CJ, listen, take it easy. I'm just gonna get you to the hospital, all right?
Houston, they looked like Laurel and Harding. They tried to run me off the road, and they said that takes care of Baxter, Reynolds, and now Parsons.
Yeah, come on, we'll get you to the hospital. We'll talk about
Houston, they looked like Laurel and Harding, and they tried to kill me.
Come on, let's go.
I ditched the pickup.
Tell me what you see.
I see Houston is carrying her to his car.
Is she dead?
Well, she has to be dead. I mean, the way that thing blew up.
Idiots. All right. Find out what hospital Houston is taking her to, and then make sure C.J. Parsons gets her medicine.
I can only give her advice. Can't make her take it.
Thank you, Doctor. Come on, CJ. I mean, listen to the man, would you? I mean, he says you have a slight concussion. What's it gonna hurt if you stay here overnight?
Big deal, Houston. Everybody gets a concussion.
Everybody gets a concussion, but would you just listen to me? I mean, sit down, all right? Now, I am worried about you. You are a very lucky lady. If you didn't have those seatbelts on, you might not have come out of that accident alive.
Houston, I'm going to say this again. It was not an accident.
Laurel and Hardy.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but this is what they looked like. Except for Hardy, the fat one had a scar right here on his face, and Laurel had a hook for a left hand.
A hook?
A hook. And when after the crash, when they thought I was dead, I heard them very clearly say that takes care of Baxter, Reynolds, and Parsons.
CJ, do you know a Baxter or a Reynolds?
Yes, Belinda Reynolds and Kathy Baxter. We were sorority sisters in college.
How do I get in touch with these ladies?
They live in L.A., and their phone numbers and addresses are back at the office.
I'll get in touch with them.
Houston, those two men said something else. They said that they had only 1 week left to get the other two.
CJ, just how many more sorority sisters do you have living in L.A.?
2. Maureen Flanders and Carolyn Master. Their phone numbers are back at the office.
All right. Well, I'll get in touch with all of your sorority sisters and make sure everything's all right. Just do me a favor, please. Just stay here until the security men get here, all right? Okay. Thank you.
For what?
Not letting them kill you.
Nurse Bartlett called physical therapy on 14. Nurse Bartlett called physical therapy on.
Sorry. Here, let me help you.
Thanks for giving me a hand.
It's all right.
Gloved hand.
everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Classics Club. Tonight, you're going to meet some of your old favorites. Charlie Chaplin, W.C. Fields, Groucho Marx, Laurel and Hardy, and many, many others. Laugh at them all over again and enjoy yourselves.
Well, Stanley, let's go to work.
That's a good idea.
Oh! Oh! Reminds me of a time, many years ago, when I discovered the Aqui Indians drinking the juice of the cacti.
I hear they're going to tear you down and put up an office building where you're standing.
Godfrey Daniels.
Hey, why are you staring at that young lady?
Well, except for that mustache, she looks just like my Uncle Harry.
Oh. Hey, I know your Uncle Harry. He doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah, but she does.
Oh. She does not excuse us.
You have a wonderful place here. So nostalgic. Really brings back memories.
You pay us great honor. Please, come back and see us often. How much would you charge to stand at the wrong end of a shooting gallery?
Didn't we meet in Weehawken? Perhaps not.
Darling, I'm sorry I'm late. There's so much to be done. The caterers and the dressmaker and then
Frankly, I don't think Prince Charles and Lady Di went through half as much preparation for their wedding.
Oh, it's just that I want our wedding to be so perfect.
And it will be perfect. Because there'll be you.
6 more days. Oh, Jonathan, I'm so excited. I feel like a schoolgirl.
And you look like a schoolgirl.
You're sweet. But I haven't been a schoolgirl since...
We agreed never to mention age.
You're so much younger than I.
Elizabeth, beauty has no age. It simply is.
Say, Ollie, what does that remind you of?
I don't know. What does that remind me of?
Well, that's a Thursday.
How could that possibly remind anybody of Thursday?
Well, it's easy, you see. There's a Monday, and a Tuesday, and a Wednesday, and a Thursday.
Hold out your hand. You heard me. Hold it out. We have trouble.
Excuse me, will you, darling? I'll change.
Hurry back.
I'd rather have 2 girls at 21 each than 1 girl at 42.
What's he gargle with, razor blade?
Now, why do I have the uncomfortable feeling that C.J. Parsons is still among the living?
Houston lucked out again.
Lucked out?
Yeah.
What are we running here, huh? A crapshoot?
If you ask me, we should have pulled the plug.
No one's asking you.
Mr. Renfield, this job's been jinxed since the first day. I say that what we ought to do is...
Listen! That woman out there is worth more money than the 2 of you can count. In no way are we going to pull plugs, turn back, or abandon anything. Ever!
What about Houston?
Yeah, fat chance he's gonna let us snare that Parsons girl again.
Then pull his plug.
While you were making your police report, I checked on my friends.
About 10 days ago, Kathy Baxter, one of my sorority sisters, was killed when her car blew a tire and she plowed into oncoming traffic.
Police classify it as an accident?
Same as they would have classified me as an accident if I wasn't here to disagree.
That's quite a fire.
It happened about a week ago. 5 people killed, including another sorority sister, Belinda Reynolds.
Arson?
Bullseye. Last time I saw Belinda, she was worried about her son's eyes, about his having to wear glasses or something like that. Funny what you think of at times like this.
Yeah. Listen, what else have you got on your 2 living sorority sisters?
Maureen Flanders turned out to be one hell of a lawyer.
Local?
Junior partner with a Century City law firm.
So, has she had any recent accidents or near misses?
Well, I called her and filled her in, and she's scared, but she's okay.
That's a pretty lady.
Doctor. Carolyn Master. First in her class, voted most likely to accomplish everything.
Did she?
Well, she thinks so, Houston. She gave up the big bucks to operate a free clinic in East L.A.
Have you heard from her lately?
Alive, well, and happy.
CJ, listen, I want you to get a hold of our security people and arrange for around-the-clock protection for these gals. Now, I want you to stay put and get a little rest. I'm going to talk to your sisters.
Oh, brother.
Well, judging by your tone, Myron, it sounds like your mission was unaccomplished.
Houston, L.A. is one very large landmass.
Like you said, Houston, mission unaccomplished.
Look, I really tried. I checked TV stations, theatrical agents, little theaters, comedy clubs, even parking lots.
And no Laurel and Hardy's, huh?
Zip. I did find a terrific Abbott and Costello, though. You know, those guys always did put me away. You remember that routine that they did with the hose on first and the second, third, what?
Myron, listen, I'd love to send you on an Abbott and Costello mission, but they're not the ones that are killing people. So keep looking for me, would you please?
Will do.
Yeah.
I mean, 10-4. Well, it's detective talk.
Flanders? Oh, I'm sorry, Matt Houston. I'm a touch late. Listen, I just walked right through your outer office.
I thought I locked it. Sorry to look like I was on the verge of a coronary, but I was a touch scared.
Well, CJ said she filled you in.
Kathy, Belinda, now CJ. It's bizarre. I mean, we're just sorority sisters, girls from Sigma House. No deep secrets. Why would anyone want us dead?
I've got some very good leads, and hopefully I'll have some more soon.
What do you want from me?
Information. See, if you can think of something, a common denominator, other than the fact that you're all sorority sisters, it just might help me. Now, I've got CJ making a list back at the office. Now, maybe if you did the same thing, it could help. Just something that might point me in that right direction.
I just don't know. Frankly, I've been out of touch with most of the others. I guess it must be the workaholic in me.
Listen, you gotta think hard, Maureen. Think real hard. Now, it's important. Something that might give me an answer.
I don't know. I keep going over the day the 6 of us graduated, the party we had.
Wait a minute. 6? I thought there was only 5 of you.
Oh, Mary Ann McDonald was a sorority sister. But she died 4 years ago, car accident. But I'm sure her death has no bearing on this.
Yeah. I'm not so sure. Now, I can't be sure that you're not next on the killer's hit list. Come on, let's go.
Where to?
We're going to your house. I've got a security guard waiting for us. Be there when we get there.
It's me.
CJ, I thought I told you to go home.
I am home. One of the reasons I'm calling is to see if Maureen is okay.
Maureen is fine. I just took her home. Listen, she told me about Mary Ann McDonald.
Oh, my God, Mary Ann. Must be my concussion. I completely forgot about her, Houston. You don't think her death's connected to this, do you?
Well, it was a car accident, right?
I'm scared.
CJ, did the security man get there?
Yeah, all three. Fort Knox should be so safe.
Yeah, well, you mean a little bit more to me than Fort Knox. Did you come up with anything else on the other sorority sister?
The other reason I called is because there's a message on my answering service from Carol. She said she wants to talk to you right away and will meet you at your office.
I'm on my way. Listen, you get some rest. I'll talk to you in the morning, all right?
Barney? Houston, I'll be up in my office for a bit, all right? Barney? Still alive. Operator? Matt Houston, listen, I need an ambulance right away, please, at the Houston Inc. building. It's 100 Century Plaza South. Thank you.
Houston, we gotta make him what was left of that guy who took a swan dive off this building. Name Richard Hunter, would-be comedian, Philadelphia, in town about 6 months.
Any other occupation?
Like I said, failed comic, got desperate. You name it, he'd do it if the price was right.
All of which tells us absolutely nothing.
Yeah, except for the fact that these two fellas, one of which was on the concrete at the base of my building, could have been working for somebody who masterminded these murders. Vance, thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the coffee.
Bye-bye.
Bye, CJ.
You know, I sure wish you hadn't come down here. Why didn't you stay home?
Come on, Houston. First my sorority sisters, now you. How am I supposed to stay at home?
It's a good point. Let's go to work. All right, CJ, these are all the players and their common denominators, at least the ones we know of.
I checked the out-of-state sorority sisters. They're all fine. Houston, listen, I'm worried about Carol. I spoke to her on the phone. I filled her in. She said she was going to meet me here at the office. It's been quite a while, and she hasn't shown up.
Oh, yes, she has.
Doc!
CJ.
Hi, Doc. How are you?
Fine. How
Oh,
you doing?
you look great.
Thank you.
Matlock, this is Carol Lemaster, the best sawbones Harvard ever gave a sheepskin to.
Well, Dr. Lemaster, you can take my pulse anytime.
Well, I only wish we were meeting under happier circumstances.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the information that you girls give us will prevent us from coming up with another eulogy. Now, your lawyer friend, Maureen, she told me there was a common denominator that we don't know about yet.
What's that?
Marianne McDonald.
But she's been dead over 4 years. What could Mary Ann's death have to do with us now?
You tell me.
Well, there's not much to tell, Houston. She was a lovely girl, voted most popular in the sorority.
And she was lucky. Everything fell into place for her. Mary Ann was bright, pretty. She met a real Prince Charming and got married. Just like a fairy tale.
Except for the ending.
Yeah. Listen, Maureen told me that Marianne died in a car accident. Now, where was that?
San Francisco.
Huh?
Houston, where are you headed?
San Francisco. I want to find out about the so-called accident. Doctor, it was a pleasure.
Is he always like that?
No, sometimes he does things on the spur of the moment. Excuse me. Houston Industries.
CJ, Myron, put Houston on the phone fast.
Myron, he's left for San Francisco.
San Francisco? But I think I found half of what he's looking for. Hardy, but no Laurel.
That's because Laurel is dead.
Kidding. The top floor? Ooh. Okay, I'll keep an eye on Hardy until you hear from Houston. Right.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, miss.
Okay, but the next guy that grabs him, he gets punched out.
Oh, they used to call me Snow White, but I drifted. Oh.
Phone call I got says you come all the way up from Smogsville just to talk about that accident 4 years ago.
It was an accident.
Oh? Cheers. Well, here's the story. I'd been off of homicide for about a year, assigned a traffic detail, and we got this call that a brand new car was doing a Brody off the Golden Gate Bridge. 220 feet straight down, plop.
Yeah, and inside that car were the newlyweds, Mary Ann McDonald Singer and her husband, Charlie Singer.
Well, we found her, not him. She was strapped in, seatbelt.
So you just assumed that his body was swept away by the current?
I didn't assume nothing. The guys down at headquarters, that's what they settled on. But to this day, me and my partner don't agree with none of them.
Your partner? You know, something I'd kind of like to talk to him, too, if I could.
Well, you are talking to him. It's this way, kid. Ever since I was a rookie, I've had this feeling in my head that I call my partner. And whenever I was out on a case and there was something fishy, my little partner would start hammering on my head. And he sure as hell was hammering that day of that accident, I'll tell you.
Didn't City Hall think it was a little strange? I mean, they never found a husband's body. No records on the man. It was as though he didn't exist.
As you know, City Hall does a volume business, quick turnovers. You know, they reach a point where they have to F and F. File and forget.
Oh, yeah. So that's when the case ended?
For them, but not for me and my partner. We were hooked. We just kept digging even after they retired me. Nuts.
Yeah, well, and then what happened?
And 6 months before she married Singer, Mary Ann McDonald came into some money, like $500,000.
Let me guess, you and your partner checked it out. Turns up that her bank account was bone dry.
You got it, kid.
Yeah, listen, was there any trace of this husband after that, any at all?
Oh, yeah. Me and my partner, we tracked him down to Utah last year. Arizona before that.
It was the same M.O., right? All he did was marry wealthy women, then get rid of them in a prearranged accident.
That's him. I know it's him. But every time I mention it, you know, somebody says, hey, Section 8, baby.
I don't think you're crazy, Buster. Just think you're one hell of a cop.
Ex-retired cop. You know, I wasn't going to show you this until my partner checked you out.
Well, what's your partner's verdict?
Oh, he thinks you're a pretty good egg. Yeah, I won a big daily double one time, and we used the proceeds to track Bluebeard all the way down to New Mexico. And that's him, the groom.
Tell me something, Buster. Can I hang on to this for a bit?
Only on one condition. If you catch that creep, you let us know. Me and my partner would feel vindicated if you did nail him.
You got it. And I'll tell you what, tell your partner I'd like to buy both of you a very expensive dinner. You know, steak and lobster. Who knows, maybe we'd come up with a big bottle of champagne.
Oh, he'd like that.
I bet you he would. All right, come on now. From now on, shirts and ties. That's it.
Mr. Houston, it's Murray. He's calling from Singapore. He's still waiting at the airport. He has to know what to do.
Murray, get a hotel.
I haven't met the chap. Oh, Houston? How was San Francisco?
Well, I think I'm one step closer to finding your would-be killer, CJ. Listen, ladies, I need to ask you all a question. Now, are any of you planning on attending a social event this week, say, like a wedding?
I am.
And so am I.
Ditto.
Ditto. So you're all going to a wedding?
Aunt Liz's.
Who's Aunt Liz?
Aunt Liz, Elizabeth Davis, as in Davis Diamond Mine, Davis Steel Mills, Davis Land Development.
You might say Aunt Liz is the patron saint of our sorority.
Founded it back in the year of the flood. Supported it ever since.
You obviously don't read the social columns, Houston. It's going to be the wedding of the decade.
Does anybody here recognize the groom in this photograph?
It's Charles Singer.
The man who married Mary Ann 4 years ago.
We were Mary Ann's bridesmaids.
The man has made a career out of marrying rich women, and then he kills them off, like he did Mary Ann, and like he plans to do with Aunt Liz.
Houston, this doesn't track. Now, why would he want to kill the three of us?
It goes like this. Now, he knows that Liz is connected with the sorority sisters. Like you said, the wedding's going to be a very large media event. He's afraid one of you is going to recognize him from a picture, because it'll get in the newspaper, on television, no doubt.
Houston, where did you get that picture of Jonathan Renfield?
What do you mean, Jonathan Renfield?
The owner of the Comedy Classics Club.
Jonathan Renfield is the name of the man Aunt Liz is going to marry.
Didn't CJ tell you that I found the latter half of Laurel and Hardy last night at Renfield's club?
Myron, I forgot. I didn't have a chance.
Now, are you positive that the man in the photograph is Jonathan Renfield?
Well, of course it is. I talked to the man while I was there last night.
Better get a hold of Aunt Liz and warn her, CJ.
Elizabeth Davis, please. Well, could you tell me where she is? This is urgent. Yes, thank you. She's at Renfield's club.
Call her pronto.
Look, yeah, the number's right here on the matchbook.
Hello, CJ. How are you?
Are you all right?
Never better. Why do you ask?
Listen, I don't have time to explain. I want you to listen to me and just trust me. I'm here with Matt Houston. Now, he has proof that the man you're about to marry is a killer.
CJ, are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
But what in God's name am I supposed to do?
What you do is nothing. You stay right there. Matt and I are on our way over now.
That was CJ Parsons with some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that Matt Houston knows all about your unsavory pasts.
And the good news?
Miss Parsons and Mr. Houston are en route here to rescue me from your evil clutches.
Well, then, we'll have to prepare something very special for their arrival, won't we?
What if Renfield doesn't want to see us?
Well, CJ, he won't really have to see us. I mean, we know what he looks like by a bunch of photos.
Well, Myron says he likes to dress up like Charlie Chaplin a lot.
Oh, well, I mean, if that's true and he does it today, it's going to make things a whole lot easier. It's not going to be a problem. It's just going to be a piece of cake. Oh, boy. CJ, maybe if we just mingle amongst them for a while, sooner or later we'll run into him.
I don't think we're going to score that way.
Oh, but you did score. Now, I want you to do exactly as I say, Mr. Houston. You too, Miss Parsons. I thank you for your cooperation. Just head over to that door over there, please. Now, go ahead.
CJ, welcome. I haven't seen you since one of my weddings.
And never mind the amenities, Jonathan. Did you bring the car on the front?
Yes, ma'am.
CJ, why do I get the distinct feeling that Aunt Liz is not playing on our team?
Simple. I now have a team of my own.
Meaning Mr. Renfield here has been your second man all along. Just tell me something. Why are you doing this?
When I fell in love with Jonathan, and I do love the man, I had a complete background check run on him. It told me everything.
You knew that he killed 2 previous wives and 3 sorority sisters.
Lizzie, you've got to be sick. Why didn't you just elope and save all the publicity?
Elope? The daughter of Horace Pennington Davis elope? Mr. Houston, we're members of the aristocracy. And when we married, like it or not, it's a media event.
And you went along with all this? Knowing full well that 5 innocent ladies would have to die?
I went along with all this because Elizabeth has enough evidence to send me to several gas chambers.
Yes. If after Jonathan and I are married, I should suddenly die, then that evidence will immediately find itself in the hands of a very dear and old friend, the chief of police.
CJ, I never did like name droppers. CJ, watch her phone Vince.
Oh, you win some, lose some. Right, Houston?
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Tried to kill CJ.
Used to forget this guy. He's going to jail for the rest of his life. He's not worth it.
Maybe you're right. And then again, he... Tell you, this might just wet your whistle here. Oh, doesn't that look good?
Looks wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Good
tell me something there. What's a fellow like you doing running a bar? I mean, being a retired cop and all, is a little dangerous.
Yeah, but, you know, a little more income.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
You know something? Renfield was a real pro. I mean, it's just like with all his victims. He really did his homework on Elizabeth.
Found out that Aunt Liz was a classic comedy freak.
And he built the classic comedy shop just for her.
Hey. Well, Mama. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Yes.
What a handsome man.
Who, Mama?
Pero,
Oh, that's Mr. Buster.
oh, so he's the one who was a big-time San Francisco policeman, huh?
Yeah. He supplied all the information to help Houston break the case.
Boy, they sure got good-looking cops in that San Francisco.
Ma, they got good-looking cops in L.A., too.
Really? Oh, you could have fooled me. Oh, buonasera, CJ. Houston.
Listen, Mama, I'd like to meet a friend of mine, Buster.
Oh,
how do you
do? How is Mrs. Buster?
Well, there is no Mrs. Buster. I'm a widower.
Oh, what a coincidence. I'm a widow, too. 15 years. 15 lonely, long years.
Won't you sit down,
Oh,
Mama?
I really shouldn't.
Mama, what are we going to have for dinner? We're starved.
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, dinner would be a great idea.
Oh, I accept, Mr. Buster. I know a wonderful restaurant. You know, they make capelletti not as good as mine.
Better cock your pistols.
For what a tuxedo costs these days, you would think they'd come up with some instructions on how to tie the damn thing.
Houston, there's nothing to it.
What do you mean there's nothing to it? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have to speak at this policeman's benefit. I could be watching the ball game.
Very good.
Get it?
Lieutenant, you have a call, line 3.
Thanks.
Houston, I'll help you with this. Now watch what I do. It's easy.
It's not easy. You know, the same fellow that designed this designed the Rubik's Cube.
Yes, sir. I'll meet him behind the convention center. I'm afraid we're gonna have to make a quick stop.
Trouble?
Yeah, at the rally for Senator Delaney, there might be some trouble, and the captain's homesick. Just want to double-check security.
Ready.
Look, Vince, how'd you get yours tied?
Nothing to it.
Yeah, well, it looks... It's a clip-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll swap you.
got the word. The senator's left his hotel, and he should be here any time now.
There he is. There's the senator now.
Good to see you again. Hey, Bob, look out!
Senator, you all right?
You all right? No. Just my shoulder. Oh, help me.
All right, take it easy. Take it easy.
He ran right into us. Says it wasn't him. He couldn't find a weapon.
Must be the only one who saw him.
That's him.
No mistake, for the record.
It's him, Vince.
It'll be nice having a real vacation. This resort looks glorious, Houston. I just hope the numbers are as good as Murray says they are. It's my kind of investment. I could easily crash there for a month without any trouble at all.
Don't say the word crash when you're flying near the Bermuda Triangle, CJ.
Sorry about that. Your shoulder still hurt after 3 months?
Just a little bit. CJ.
Is that a new court? 129er.
hell's going on here?
You in an island or what?
Get out.
Follow me.
Sir, we have the Houston party.
Bring them in. Don't you ever finish filing your nails?
I just have to even this one out.
How would you like to have that finger cut off? Wait outside the door, please. You're even more beautiful than they said. That should prove to be a big help for us, my dear.
Thanks loads.
Hungry?
You're supposed to be dead.
Well, I don't know whether I should be flattered or not, Mr. Houston.
CJ, take a good look. He's an international criminal. Marquis Duval Sr.
The father of the assassin you caught at the convention.
Yes, that was really foolish of him. We have specialists to handle such assignments, but he's young, headstrong.
Headstrong. Chip off the old block, huh? Yeah, CJ, this man runs a small band of terrorists. They're very deadly and very good at what they do. Tell me something. What's an assassination cost these days, or a bomb in an airport?
Everything is negotiable, Mr. Houston.
Fine. What have we got to negotiate? You didn't bring us here for brunch.
It's a very good question, Mr. Houston. And I have a very good answer.
Fine, I've got another question. Just where the hell are we?
One question at a time, Mr. Houston. You asked what we're negotiating for. It's her. Take her to her quarters.
Just a minute there, Charlie.
Oh, now, Mr. Houston. You don't think I do anything but see this lovely young lady to the most comfortable quarters we have? Her security is guaranteed, my friend. She is my guest for now.
I said...
Houston, it'll be all right.
I'm very pleased you care so much for her, Mr. Houston, because we have something very serious to discuss.
But if you're talking about your son, you can forget it. Now, the man was caught red-handed with his finger on the trigger, so to speak.
Yes, but you were the only witness.
How many witnesses does it take for an assassination attempt, huh?
Don't you remember, Mr. Houston, my saying that anything and everything can be negotiated? I suggest we take a little drive to show you how serious this situation is and to give you a better view of the realities. Shall we? There is no escape from him. Suppose you were to make it through the jungle to the coast. Where would you go? Good answer.
Now, where are we? Now, I know we were on a plane. That means there's a landing strip around here. Civilization can't be that far off.
We are, sir, where it suits my needs to be. I am Lord, Baron, you name it. Master of this place, if you will. For a few million in donations to a certain government from time to time, my privacy is ensured.
It helps me out a lot. I'm still in the dark.
Precisely. That's the point. You remain so.
Look, could we just get down to it now? You've got to be crazy. Now, how can I get your son released? He's in jail without bond. The next logical step is going to be a very well-deserved 30-year prison sentence.
You will leave here without knowing where you've been and do exactly as I tell you. Or else your dear Miss Parsons will be forever among the missing, buried in a place the world neither knows nor cares about.
What exactly is it you want me to do?
You will appear in a California courtroom. You will testify to a case of mistaken identity. After all, it was dark. The situation was confused. You were injured, in a state of shock, and you didn't know who you were identifying.
Who do you expect is going to buy that kind of a story, huh?
I expect you, Mr. Houston, to do a masterful job of selling. You will destroy that district attorney's case and free my son. Is that clear?
Yeah. Throw it out.
I'm sorry you did that.
Save your apologies for later, all right? Now, here's the way it's gonna go. We're gonna go back to your hacienda and pick up CJ. And we're gonna go out and find your airstrip. Why don't you get in the back seat, huh?
I sincerely hope we could settle this without a show of force.
We can't. Drive. I said drive. Out of the Jeep. One move. Into the house.
That's far enough, Mr. Houston.
I'll be the judge of that. Now move.
The charade is over. Stoney, bring that woman out here.
Gentlemen, that's far enough.
Go ahead, shoot them. Or if that's distasteful, fire into the air. Go ahead. You're a brave man, Mr. Houston. I thought you might try an escape attempt, so I have the accompanying guards carry unloaded weapons. I'd hoped we could do business on a basis of mutual trust, or at least with an understanding of the realities. But I see that's not meant to be. Pity, really. Prepare firing squad.
Duvall, what are you doing?
Your problem is with me, not with her. Let her go.
Aim!
I'll do it. Whatever you want.
Stand clear.
Goodbye, Mr. Houston.
charge based on the testimony of one individual. That testimony has been recanted. All charges have been dropped, and he is free.
Free to kill again.
Lieutenant, I'm warning you.
This man is a known terrorist. Now he goes scot-free because of him.
One more word, Novelli. I'll see you in court.
It stinks.
Mr. Houston, can you tell us why
No
you
comment.
changed
Come in.
Sir, just got word by radio. Your son's been set free.
That's it. We won't need that girl anymore. Take her out and kill her.
What's going now, fellas?
Hold it! Bring her back inside. Leave us be. You too. Get out. She's an idiot, but she helps pass the time. We're thousands of miles from nowhere here. So few diversions. I'm sure you understand that. You look like a woman of obvious intellect. Taste. Class. What is this? Oh, I see. Not good looking enough for you, huh? Do I offend your tender sensibilities? Would you like to hear some gentle words? Here are some gentle words. I just ordered to have you killed, and I thought I might change my mind. You have 1 minute to change my mind.
All right.
Guys!
bullet will be much too quick. Pretty soon we'll have Houston here. Watch each other die. It'll be much slower than a bullet.
Turn to 129er.
129er is going to take us right out into open ocean. We haven't got that kind of fuel.
129er.
So now that we all know each other a little better and we're getting comfortable, and your friend back there's got a pistol trained at the back of my head, would you mind telling me where we're going?
Between Florida and the Bahamas, off of Cuba and Haiti, there's all sorts of islands nobody's ever bothered to record. Nobody goes there. Set the autopilot.
Guess it means we'll be traveling for a little bit, huh?
We have 17 minutes to go. That is to say, we do. You have somewhat less. You see, Mr. Houston, no matter what my father said, there's no point in you making it back to that island.
Why'd I know you were going to say that? What's it going to be, a swan dive from 35,000 feet?
Take him in the back and kill him.
Freeze! Now hand Mr. Houston the gun.
Bless you, sir.
You mean that little scene outside the courtroom was an act?
I'll catch you on real quick, Junior. There.
You're a fool, Houston. What are you going to do, send me back to jail? That's where I was. We're back where we started.
Not quite. See, we know where your island is now. See, Lieutenant Novelli here used to be a captain in the Air Force. He's going to fly you back to Key West and return with the cavalry.
You go down to that island and he'll kill her.
Not if he doesn't know I'm on the island. Help me on with this, Vince, would you?
Houston, if we don't land on that island, Duvall is gonna know that something's up.
You think whatever he wants to, Vince, as long as I got time enough to get CJ out there. One way or another.
One way or another. Listen, were you airborne or Rangers? When was the last time you made a jump?
Well, I've never made a jump before, Vince. I was Army intelligence. Where's the cord on this thing?
This is it right here. This is it.
Relax, it's a joke. Come on, we gotta get going.
Good luck.
Thank you. How goes the revolution? Listen, you're probably wondering right now if Matt Houston is the kind of man that'd strangle a woman, aren't you?
I think we both know that you would not.
Well, the only problem is I happen to be thinking about a pretty lady right now that I care an awful lot about. Her welfare depends upon your cooperation. Now, I'd think about that very carefully. Now, are you and me gonna be friends? No?
Yes.
Good. Good. Hey, you just take it easy. Now, you take me to Duvall.
I don't know whether you realize or not, but what you're doing is impossible.
We're just gonna have to find that out, aren't we? You drive.
Alive.
Well, that's a long story, but anyway, the problem is going to be getting out of here.
Okay, because I have a map of the island.
Good.
Look at this.
It's got to be the landing strip. Now, that's where Novelli's going to pick us up. Let's go.
Hold it, Houston! Stay right where you are! Move it! Cover all doors and windows.
CJ?
This way.
You believe this? Smoke bombs, flares, hand grenades.
Automatic weapons, place is real stockpile.
They're going nowhere. It's just a matter of time.
Tell me something. You believe in God? I sure hope so. But you hold out your hands.
Hold out your hands like a good girl.
If you will notice, that is set for 3 minutes. And in 3 minutes, we're going to find out if there's really a heaven or if we're all going to wind up rabbits in Idaho.
I am a soldier. I have no fear of death.
You're bluffing.
Lady, we've got nothing to lose.
Look, if you want to speak to Duval, well, I think I could arrange it. Please. Please. My God.
You best go warn your friends, ma'am.
Hold your position! Stay where you are! Stay where you are! Stay where you are! Hold your position!
Get the hell out of here.
Carla! Carla!
He's got dynamite! He's got a bomb!
Hold your position! Hold your... Where's Houston?
I'm getting the hell out of here! Move!
Houston, it looks like the airstrip is off to the right.
I hope you're right.
Get out!
You betrayed me, and you betrayed my son. I told you what I'd do.
That'd be Novelli with the cavalry. You face it, Duval, it's over. Your history.
There are thousands of islands in this world. Brick and mortar can be replaced. There are always new people I can get. And I'll be back in business, my friend. But you will not be here to see it. No, you will not even be here when those planes land. You will be dead.
You wanted to be with your son, Duvall. You're going to be with him real soon. You'll both be together in the same cell.
Ragazzi, dove siete? Ma che state facendo? Oh, facciamo tardi, eh? It's late. What's the hold up? Oh, you can't tie your tie. It's such a simple thing.
Mama, they're dragging their feet because they don't want to go to the opera.
Well, that's not true. It's not that I don't like the music. I just can't understand it. See, I don't speak Italian.
Yeah, I speak Italian. It's Greek to me.
Oh, per carità, I love it. Oh, a proposito, your wife's downstairs waiting for you in the car, so hurry up.
Lieutenant Novelli, telephone, line 1.
Be right back.
Anyway, Houston, is for charity.
I know it's for charity. I bought the tickets, but does that mean I still have to go?
Well, you don't have to go. It's the mayor, it's the commissioner. I think it's a good idea.
Houston, there's a bomb scare at the Coliseum. Can you give me a lift over there and some backup?
You got it. Listen, ladies, why don't you go on ahead and enjoy yourself? This is an emergency. We'll be there as soon as we can.
Oh, benedetta vita dei poliziotti. Oh.
Isn't it the truth?
That was great the way you did that.
I didn't think you were ever going to come back in there. I mean, what are you going to do now, huh? Come on, let's do something.
All right, let's go. Come on. It's on. We gotta go. All right.